Greetings, my friends. Please consider supporting me in my war to save pop culture by subscribing to my channel and possibly even becoming a channel member for exclusive videos, access to Doomcock emojis, and more. And if you like this video in particular, please consider using the new Super Thanks feature and putting a tip in the tip jar located next to the like buttons down at the bottom of the video. Thank you for watching, and now, on to the video. Jon Favreau has been the last hope for Star Wars ever since Disney purchased the franchise and Kathleen Kennedy gleefully sank her claws into its neck. Every Star Wars project that Kennedy has touched has withered and died, succumbing to terrible writing, canon corruption, and terminal wokeness, whereas Favreau, at odds with management and Kennedy's special brand of malevolent mediocrity, has managed, despite these staggering impediments, to produce some incredible Star Wars moments, including perhaps one of the greatest pop cultural milestones of the past 2 decades, the return of Luke Skywalker. That episode of The Mandalorian was so brilliant, it set records on Disney Plus that still stand today. Well, as you might imagine, none of that has sat very well with Kennedy, who has done her level best to interfere, disrupt, and discourage Jon Favreau at every turn. Unable to order Favreau to make the horrible changes she wanted directly, as Kennedy was wisely stripped of that direct supervisory control over Star Wars by her corporate masters, she nevertheless was able on numerous occasions to throw monkey wrench after monkey wrench into Favreau's plans, frustrating him to the point where he decided to quit Star Wars. In this video, I will discuss what led Favreau to the breaking point, the confrontation that allegedly happened, and what this all means for the upcoming season of The Mandalorian.
You know, I've wondered for years now when Jon Favreau is going to walk away. It can't be easy knowing you could make Star Wars great again, only to be frustrated by a woman who doesn't get Star Wars, doesn't have any sense of what good storytelling is, and doesn't have the good sense to leave people with actual talent alone to do their damn jobs in peace.
Frankly, Harvey Cthulhu, I've been expecting this sort of thing for a while now. Someone as talented and well-liked as Jon Favreau has endless opportunities in Hollywood, including jumping over to Warner Brothers Discovery, where his friend James Gunn is surely keeping the porch light on for him. Why stay behind in KK-infested waters, being sabotaged, stalked, and harassed when there's a safe harbor within swimming distance? Well, from what I understand, folks, Jon Favreau loves Star Wars and hates quitting. Despite all that, what keeps Favreau in his job, as far as I can see, is his affection for Star Wars and his reluctance to leave a fallen comrade behind for the ants to devour, the ants in this case of being Kennedy and her cacophonous collection of cronies on the Lucasfilm story group. It took quite a while and a lot of frustration for Favreau to finally reach the boiling point. But before I get to the confrontation that allegedly happened in Bob Chapek's office, let's go over the many ways that Kennedy allegedly attempted to bring about Favreau's fall, a narrative I've pieced together from sources and my Hollywood spies over the past few years. But as always, folks, since I cannot personally verify any of this, I am presenting this information as unverified rumors, and I ask you to please take all of this with a grain of salt. The first thing Kennedy did, and perhaps the most damaging move she made to derail Favreau and by extension Star Wars, was allegedly engineering the firing of Gina Carano. From what my Hollywood spies told me, the minute Kennedy met Gina Carano at a party on the set of The Mandalorian, Kennedy took a disliking to her. Perhaps it was her politics. Perhaps Kennedy only pretends to support strong, confident women because she can't stand being around an actual strong woman since it makes her feel threatened. I'm not sure, but as a source allegedly inside the Kennedy camp later alleged, after that party she came back and told her people, that one is going to be a problem, which everyone understood was code for, we need to get rid of Gina Carano. And as soon as Gina made a tweet that they could pounce on as controversial, they struck. They contacted their people in the mainstream media and got them to mischaracterize Gina's tweet and rally cancel culture to take her out. This eliminated an irritant to Kathleen Kennedy, but also, more importantly, getting rid of Gina completely sabotaged Jon Favreau's plans for Cara Dune, a pivotal figure in Favreau's Star Wars TV series and the star of an upcoming series Favreau was creating, Rangers of the New Republic. This move against one of the most popular characters in Star Wars also caused a rash of fan defections. People swore off Disney Star Wars until Gina was apologized to and reinstated in her famous role. And for some reason, this seems to have been pleasing to Kennedy, who appears to desire nothing more than either the recreation of Star Wars in her woke image as a platform for intersectional feminism, or simply the destruction of George Lucas's legacy. Usually, executives are not supposed to be working toward the destruction of the properties they're overseeing, but hey, yeah, that's Kathleen Kennedy for you. Kennedy's alleged next move against Favreau was corrupting the Book of Boba Fett. She couldn't directly interfere with his production, but Kennedy is clever, devilishly clever. When she saw that Robert Rodriguez wanted to introduce the idiotic Vespas into Book of Boba Fett, and Favreau hated the idea, Kennedy approached the marketing department and got them to say, "Oh yes, we could sell those, let's make it happen." As a result, Favreau was so disgusted, he said, "Fuck it, let them do whatever the hell they want, I'm gonna go off and work on Ahsoka in peace." As a result, Book of Boba Fett sucked long and sucked hard, and in the end, upper management allegedly had to beg Favreau to come back and fix it, but it was too late to do much except insert some Mandalorian episodes to cut a few Book of Boba Fett scripts and hold his nose. But the final straw was the thing that enraged me most about Book of Boba Fett, the way that Kennedy, or some other idiot, managed to totally derail Favreau's plans for Baby Yoda and Luke Skywalker. Clearly, Favreau planned to have Grogu go train with Luke and become a Jedi. It was a heartbreaking and inspiring final episode of Mandalorian Season 2, and it proved that Favreau had a master plan for all his series, and it was a damn good plan. But then Kennedy or someone in her camp, or maybe just an idiot in upper management, said, "Oh no, Baby Yoda is the only Star Wars toy that's selling right now. We can't lose Baby Yoda. We need to put Baby Yoda back with Din Djarin." This was the height of stupidity, a spectacularly awful decision that truly fucked up everything Jon Favreau was planning. Think about it. When Luke takes Baby Yoda away, the Mandalorian is heartbroken. It's a heartfelt, tearful farewell, and Din Djarin even later on goes to give Baby Yoda a present and check in on him as he's training with Luke, but Ahsoka advises him not to go see Baby Yoda, as it will only upset Grogu and make him want to quit his training and return to Din. And yet, all of that drama and sadness, all the forward progress of the narrative was completely ruined by the decision to make Baby Yoda return to the Mandalorian even before the premiere of Season 3. Talk about a phony plot development just to bring about tears and emotions that were ultimately pointless because things were reversed and reset back to the beginning before we even really had a chance to grieve. This, it seems, was the last straw for Jon Favreau. He had fucking had it, according to reports, and here's what happened, according to my Hollywood spies who interviewed a source claiming knowledge of the situation at Lucasfilm. Quote, "Well, to be honest, at this point Jon Favreau was beyond frustrated and was ready to quit. He was sick of being told he had freedom to do what he wanted just to get it ripped out from underneath him. So Favreau walked into Bob Chapek's office the next Monday and told Chapek, 'I'm done. I don't care about my contract. You can give it to Kathy and let her hang it on her wall and watch a billion-dollar franchise burn.' Bob Chapek didn't want to see Favreau go. Chapek listened as Favreau voiced his feelings and his frustrations. After listening, Chapek asked Favreau, 'What do I have to do to make you stay?' Favreau said, "I get to make Mando Season 3 the way I want, no outside influences, especially Kathy," unquote. My friends, we dodged a bullet here. As Obi-Wan Kenobi told Yoda, "That boy is our last hope." And unfortunately, in Jon Favreau's case, I don't think there's another. I've heard some really interesting things about Mandalorian Season 3, and I will be bringing you more information as time goes on. But let me just say this. If this rumor is true, then the fact that Favreau is still there means that they have honored his deal and that he has been able to finally do a season of Mandalorian without the idiotic interference of Kathleen Kennedy or her useful idiots in the marketing department. And this fills me with interest and hope. If Favreau manages to get this show back on the rails, if he goes ahead and follows through with the plan Dave Filoni came up with to erase the sequel trilogy in Ahsoka using the World Between Worlds, the Veil of the Force, and maybe, just maybe, there's still a spark of life in that galaxy far, far away. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.